Alright, so I'm going to show you something pretty interesting. It involves with how small you are compared to the rest of the world. So let's start. Take a look at this purple column right here. That is supposed to represent you. It represents all of your problems, all of your opinions, your beliefs, experiences, everything that has ever been done in your entire life. All of your moments of happiness, all of your moments of grief, all of your thoughts and actions summed up over your entire life. All of that is contained within this purple column. But let's continue. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to zoom out real quick. And what you're going to see next is this. This is supposed to be the population of the United States. So this is all of America. At this point, I cannot even see you. Your little purple column is gone, lost within the hundreds and hundreds of millions of people. You're just a singular person within the crowds. One singular person out of all of the people. You're pretty small. But we're not done yet. Let's keep on going. I'm going to zoom out a little further, and this is going to be the population of the world. This line here is supposed to represent the entire world, which has a population of about 7.2 billion people as of right now. But if we go back to our country, the country of the United States, it's very, very small compared to the entire world. I think it's about 4%. That's how much it takes up. 4% of the entire world. And honestly, I think I'm very lucky to be able to live in such a wealthy country. I don't have to worry about what I'm going to be eating day to day, unlike most of the world, which is still living in poverty and is still very hungry and dying of diseases every day. And as we zoom out even further, we can see everyone that has ever been born, every single person that has ever existed on the earth. That number is about 100 billion people, while the population of the world now is only 7% of that number. There have been so many people that have existed on the earth. This contains all of the Romans, all of the Egyptians, all of the hunters and gatherers, every empire that has risen and fallen. It's all right here. There are so many people. All of the suffering that the whole of humanity has faced, all of the happiness, all of the pain and joy that humans have as a whole has ever felt. It's all contained right here. Every action, every memory, every belief, opinion, everything. And if we go back to that little purple column that represents you, we can see that you are very, very small. Remember that the guy next to you, the column right next to yours, represents another person with their memories, their beliefs, their experiences, their problems, and their opinions. To them, they are just as important as you are. They are just another human, like you are just another human. You are very much the same. But that's not all. I have one more graph to show you. This one is supposed to be a representation of time. As you go right, more time passes. This column here is supposed to represent all of the time that humanity has ever been on the earth. That time is about 50,000 years. Civilization is only 20,000 years, so you can really put into perspective how much time has really passed. But anyway, let's zoom out real quick. And as we zoom out further, we can see the time span that life has been on Earth. That time is about 3.5 billion years, I think. And with this piece of time, humanity's existence is tiny, incomparable compared to the amount of time that life has existed on this Earth. We are very small. Even though we are very important to the Earth's development, we are very small in time compared to the long billions and billions of years that life has existed. Let's zoom out even more. We're going to be able to see now the age of the universe, about 12 to 13 billion years. At this point, humanity is nothing, just a blip in the wide cosmos of time. We are very small. Even all of us combined, the entire time of all of the humans ever alive, we are still very small compared to the time and size of the universe. It's very surprising to see that all of our experiences as humanity combined is nothing but a blip, a small disturbance in the vast cosmos of time and space. Now, the point of all this was to show you that you're pretty small, and that the problems that you have on a day-to-day basis are also very small. Let's say if someone were to cut you off on the road. Don't get frustrated. Remember that the act of cutting you off is such a small and insignificant act when looking at the scale of the universe. It's just the smallest thing, and you'll be much better off not allowing it to get to your emotions. On top of that, your emotions aren't going to help you in your situation. No matter how frustrated or angry you get, you can't change the fact that that person cut you off in traffic. There's no changing that, so why not let it go? Don't let your emotions control you. Instead, you have to be the one that controls your emotions. And so when you do encounter frustrations, just let them go. Let the frustration go as if it never even happened. Let the problem or situation go as if that never happened. If you go back to the example of the guy in traffic, just pretend as if he never cut you off in the first place. Just imagine yourself physically taking that thought of anger and tossing it out from your mind. You'll be much better off being calm in that situation than being angry. The nearer a man comes to a calm mind, the closer he is to strength. Marcus Aurelius. What Aurelius is trying to say here is that the ability to control your emotions and to control yourself are one of the key factors of strength. No one likes a person who always emotionally blows up at the slightest problems. Being able to control your mind is probably one of the most powerful tools that you can use in your everyday life. Remember, the less calm you are, the worse you are at decision making. So if you're emotional in a certain situation, your emotions will almost dictate what you say or do. Don't give emotions that power over you. But let's get back to the true size of the world. It is huge, isn't it? So whenever you feel like you're going through hard times, realize that the world is absolutely massive, and that out there, there's definitely someone who is suffering way more than you are. Whether it be hunger, poverty, disease, disability, or grief, there is someone out there that would gladly take your place and have your problems instead of their own. Out there, where they're chopping heads off by the day, many don't even have the most basic rights. They have no free speech. There are plenty with no rights to property, or even life for that matter. And that's just how it is. That's their life. And this is your life. They deal with their pains in their life, so you can do the same and deal with the problems that you have in yours. I mean, I understand. It's much easier said than done. And it doesn't take much to fall into the trap of comparing yourself to the people around you, the people in your immediate community, and to see how happy they are and how much they have. You walk into some rich guy's beachfront home and you say, whoa, and you admire all the cool things that they have and all the money that they have. And you think to yourself that if you ever had this, you would be content with the rest of your life. But if you flip it over and realize that there are many people out there in the world that if they walked into your home, they would say the same thing. They would admire all the things that you have and all the money and wealth that you have, and they would think to themselves that they would be content for the rest of their lives if they had what you have. You see, it's all a matter of perception. If you're always stuck in your own world, in your own head, and you never think about the outside world, then you can easily fall into the trap of me, of thinking about all the problems that you have in your life, and how hard your life is compared to the other people in your community, and so on. But if you make a quick change of perception, and instead of focusing on just your immediate community, if you zoom out your perception out to include the entire world and all the people on it, you can quickly see that your problems are pretty small, especially when compared with some of the less fortunate people of the world. The world is most likely just too selfish to really think about and truly care about other people's situations. Think about it. Does anyone really care about your specific problems? Imagine this. You're driving down the highway and you see a recently wrecked car on the side of the road. An ambulance has just arrived. and the entire front half of the car has been brutally smashed in. Looking at the car, it's clear that the driver would be truly lucky to be alive. In those few seconds after you've passed the wreck, you may feel extreme sympathy for the driver. You may think, wow, poor guy, I hope he'll be okay. But fast forward 1 hour, and are you still thinking about the car wreck? Will you ever think about the car wreck again? Maybe once or twice within the same week, but after that, you probably won't ever think about it again. See? Even your family members and your closest friends don't care that much about your situation and the current problems that you're facing. You know, they have their problems too. And I think it's safe to say that the problems they're having are, in their own minds, just as bad as the problems that you're having. In reality, you are the only person that truly understands your own problems and your own situations and what you've been through. You are the only person that knows what you're dealing with. In reality, you're just going to have to be your own therapist. You're going to have to be the person that looks out for you. Because most people just don't care about you as much as you'd like to think. Because people won't look out for you as much as you would. They have their own lives to look out for too.